We're in?
We're in.
We're in.
We're in. We're in.
Welcome to Raccoon and the Frog. Let's start over. Start over.
Start over. Stop
No,
streaming.
I don't think you can do that. I think it's a live stream. I don't think you can just start over.
You can stop streaming and start again.
Can I start my life? Can I have my life back? Can I get
Your
my
life?
freaking life back? Okay.
Has Twitch already taken over your life?
I want to get on the right. Yeah.
You just started.
3 days in and I'm losing my mind. Okay, I got things to do.
What do you have to do?
I got a lot of things on the to-do list, okay?
Yeah, you always do, though.
I need to go to CVS.
One of those things was Twitch streaming. Well, we can go to CVS later. That's not an issue.
I need to go to CVS all
It's
the time.
pretty easy.
That's where we do our snack runs.
Yeah.
That's where we get our peanut butter filled pretzels, our Takis. That's where we get our kombuchas, our sparkling waters. Well, no,
That's actually not true anymore.
we've been getting
Yeah, we've been getting sparkling waters from Acme.
Yeah,
an
but
actual grocery store.
You go, I got to get the 24 packs because it's the cheapest one. But here's the problem. It's only blood orange.
It's only one
The
flavor.
whole
I
top
know.
row of the Acme grocery store, it's all just 24 packs of blood orange. I don't want blood orange all the time, okay?
Well, we got black cherry this time.
I talked her into
And
getting me black cherry.
You didn't have to talk me into it.
Oh, it was a big talking
We
in the
just-
aisles. We were stomping our feet in front of each other in the aisles, looking at each other, and I said, I want
Yeah.
black cherry.
Yeah.
And you said, but the blood orange is cheaper
both-
if we get the
we
24
were both
pack.
kicking dirt on each other's boots.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
opening packs of cereal and throwing Captain Crunch in her eyes.
Yeah. It hurt. That stuff's sticky.
Sticky.
It's sticky. It's not good.
We did a countdown on a stream a while back of top 10 numbers. We'll do we'll do that again. We're big on numbers. We're big on little numbers, big numbers. Sometimes you can't tell a number's personality just by the amount. You got to transvestigate the numbers.
Yeah, I rated my numbers. We'll have to rate yours later. So 'cause we
Still
already have
laughing
that.
about them transvestigating the new pope.
Oh yeah,
It's-
they think there's people that think the new pope is a trans man.
I just saw
But he just said
trans
married-
woman.
or no trans man.
Oh yeah, I
They're
guess
like,
that
oh,
would
do
be.
you have? They're trying to say like, oh, you have like a female skeleton underneath that pope hat or
I just
whatever.
I saw the symmetrical line. I saw the lines that the 4chan Nazi people put on the faces of people to explain.
Yeah, to
whatever.
explain that you have like this. Yeah, it's really weird. It's the same as like looks maxing people in general,
It's
where
disgusting.
like people think they need to get plastic surgery to be a real Chad or something.
Yeah. Yeah, God praise the Pope. I hope he does well. I
hope-
or she does well.
I hope she
because
does well.
I'm misgendering the Pope now.
You can misgender the Pope. They run. I mean,
They have
essentially,
to forgive.
Is it a Ponzi scheme or is it like just a general pyramid? I guess it's just a pyramid scheme, right?
It's
the
all a
Catholic,
scheme.
The Catholic Church.
I don't know. The Catholic Church, you ask me, look at their history. I don't think they have anything bad that I can think of in the
Well, I
history of
wasn't
the
saying
Catholic
they were
Church.
evil or bad. I mean, they're very lovely people, the Catholics.
They know how to dress.
but-
Those Italians know how to
The
dress.
Italians know how to dress. Well, they're not Italians though.
They're in Rome.
They're in Rome. They're in they're Vaticanese, because the Vatican's its own country, right?
That's not a
Technically.
thing.
But it's its own like mini nation.
We got to start the stream over,
It's the
okay,
Vatican.
everyone. We're gonna roll it back.
The Vaticans or whatever they call themselves.
What are you doing? No, I don't know what you're talking. That's not an ethnicity. The Vaticanish.
No, it's not an ethnicity, but a nationality is what I'm saying.
They're Italian.
Maybe
Roman.
Not all of
They're
them.
Roman.
But no, the new pope is from Chicago. He's not Italian.
Oh yeah, he's a big deep dish guy.
Yeah, he loves little pickles on hot dogs.
Which
To be fair, Chicago does do the best hot dog. That's the best hot dog style. So I'll grant them that.
you don't even like. Remember last time we made hot dogs like a couple months ago? Is
Yeah.
this very disappointing? It was not. We were like, we're doing hot dog night.
Well,
It was not that fun.
honestly, it's because usually you can't get good buns for hot dogs.
It was
The
all
buns always
bun
fuck it
and
up.
no-
Yeah. You always
Also-
want to get the fancier bun because you think it's going to be better, and then it's just too much bread.
Are you gonna play this game?
Yeah, I'll play the game. This is my first time playing it on here. I've only played the free version on my phone a little bit, so I kind of know how this game works. I know it was a really big hit, but I've barely played it. So
ooh, you can unlock people. You can unlock little wizards and stuff. Hi, all Big Feelings. Is that Big Feelings?
Big Feelings?
Hey, Raccoon Frog. Hope you two are having a great day. What do you reckon would win in a fight, Optimus Prime or Giant Bob Ross?
We have chatters asking us questions.
Just play it cool, Ellie.
I'm not playing it. I'm not going to play it cool.
You go, oh my god, she's freezing up over here.
I'm freezing up.
She doesn't know what to do.
Wait, Optimus Prime or Giant Bob Ross?
Optimus Prime has weapons, but Bob Ross has the power of love and
yeah, that's true.
Wholesome. It's kind of like Big Steven Universe. Let's see. Well, Bob Ross has that. He has
the paintbrush. He slaps it real hard against that like piece of metal. So I think you could fight a metal man pretty easily.
I think he would do a good job. I also think he
would just yell, "I'm going to beat the devil out of it," and then he would like.
He would beat the devil.
He would beat the devil out of Optimus Prime.
They're literally saying that at the same time as you.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we all had the same joke. Congratulations, chat.
I also am rooting for Bob Ross, but that doesn't mean he would necessarily win because, as far as I know, Optimus Prime has like guns and missiles.
He does have like weapons.
But I think Bob Ross might like swoon him, and he might be able to lull Optimus Prime into a slumber. But
into a slumber. I guess he is very relaxing.
I kind of listen to Bob Ross like when I'm falling asleep. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
He's like kind of like old dad, like telling you like, oh.
I was watching him a lot when I was recovering from surgery.
You were. You're watching a lot of Bob Ross.
Yeah. One time, me and my friend, who's a DIY tattoo artist, we were doing a tattoo that took like 12 hours at their place, and we literally just watched Bob Ross the entire time. It was great.
We're in a would you rather situation. Not to cut you off.
You're reading the okay.
Yeah, they're saying in this scenario, Bob Ross is super big. By the way,
super big.
Well, super big. Well, so I'm guessing way bigger than. Optimus
compared
Prime.
To Optimus Prime, how much tall is like he twice the height of him?
Can we ask a question? Is he big enough to like squish him with his shoe? Can you squish Optimus Prime?
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, if he's that big, then it doesn't matter. It's like asking if I could kill a rat. It's like, yeah, the rat would hurt me, but
no, that would be ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, he's not that big, but he is bigger. We don't know how much bigger.
Oh god, I fucked up so bad.
Can Optimus Prime? I'm not a big. That's like Transformers and stuff, right?
Yeah, he's from Transformers.
Can Optimus Prime fly? He can like shoot little jetpacks and fly, right?
I think he can at least like power jump or something.
Okay. Okay. Well, he does have the power jump on his side. I think at the end of the day, they just end up painting together.
That would be cool. Yeah, I think Bob Ross would win him over. Like you said, it's like Steven Universe. He would just win him over with the power of love, and then they would be friends.
Well, they say Optimus Prime can do air stuff. That can mean a lot of different things. I think they'd have a nice cuddle. I think so too. Eat chips, get some pickle chips. They'd get caught in Bob Ross's beard, and Optimus Prime would pick them out, and they'd be like on a picnic blanket. See, not everything has to be about war.
Not everything is about violence.
Chaps.
I mean, sometimes love is violent, but
we have Steven Universe fans in the chat.
Good, because we're also fans.
Yeah,
we do reference.
We reference
the bits a lot.
Oh yeah, we like talking about the bits. I mean,
we're also fans of the bits.
That is the best part of
like every deep fried thing.
Anything fried, it's like just give me the bits. They're just sitting there at the bottom of the little grease barrel.
The crunchy little parts that are left over.
Pick them out for me.
They're amazing.
I got dinged up not that long ago.
You got dinged?
I walked into a doorway.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks before my FFS surgery date, and I dinged up the side of my face.
Into your cheek. Yeah.
And good news, the little scab just came off of my cheek today.
It just fell off.
Well, I was putting on some makeup, and I was like, there it goes. So I just put the makeup directly into my bloodstream. That's how you really...
That's how you get ready for surgery.
Or Twitch streams, either way.
Whatever chemicals are in makeup... I mean, if they cover up your bruises, they must cover up your like internal scarring that you're gonna get, right, from the surgery.
Thank you.
That was a very long-winded way to try to make that joke.
You got there, baby.
I barely got there. But.
It's. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm getting in 10 days. I'm getting FFS and breast augmentation at the same time. So super excited about that.
It's gonna be good. I'm gonna have to take care of you for a couple of weeks and then stream by myself. I still have to figure out what game I'm gonna play.
I cannot wait to be pampered, but also I miss whenever she got FFS and had the bandages on her face, and
you loved that.
Oh my god, it was the cutest thing. She's on all the pain meds, and she's just like, I don't know how to explain it. She's all frog style. She's just kind of. Oh, I forgot that that's literally the name of the stream. Where's our frog pillow? What happened?
But it should be right over there.
Oh, there it is.
I think it fell off the couch.
This is our mascot.
It is our mascot.
I mean, you can't really see it.
Along with a cat toy that just happens to be shaped like a raccoon that we have.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm really excited. I was nervous and freaking out for a while, and I think I'm locked in now. I'm being healthy. Haven't drank in about 3 or 4 days now. I haven't dinged my face on any doorways.
Yeah, you haven't smoked cigarettes in like over a month. Which is like
no,
huge.
I'm like 5 weeks. By the time I get surgery, it'll be 6 weeks of no nicotine. So that'd be good.
I mean, honestly, like there's been up and downs, but you've actually done way better with
Can you guess which one of us is raccoon and which one is frog? I'm sorry I keep cutting you off.
It's pretty obvious, I feel like, but I don't know.
She's all frogged out.
I'm very frogged.
She's all frogged out.
I'm the chill, like hermit type person.
The person that's drinking and banging their face on doorways and putting makeup in their bloodstream.
Yeah, you're the hyperactive one. Wait, I'm a little like off center here. Hold on a second. Let me get a little closer to you. What?
She's a straight arrow.
A straight arrow?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what is that?
I don't know if we can
what
sing.
What are you talking about, straight arrow?
Ellie can. You're straight as an arrow.
I'm straight as an arrow? I'm not like straight edge.
But you're cis and straight.
On either of those things.
They want you to sing Rainbow Connection. She does a really good Kermit the Frog impression, actually. And
we can only sing like small bits of songs, otherwise they think we're doing a cover and then like block our sound.
I don't know if we're gonna get like copyright violation, but can we do it if it's like?
Well, I'll do a little bit of it.
Okay.
The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
That's so good.
All of us under its spell. Oh, that's as much as I'm gonna do.
We're gonna be in the court with Kermit the Frog, just banging his hand on the desks. You know how they have those desks in the courtroom. I'm a big court drama person.
He's gonna shake his little felt hands and hit it on the table. It's gonna be good. Okay, I'm trying to get back to this.
Is there any Muppet? She's like Muppet Master. Is there any Muppet movies where Kermit is mean?
Where he's just like mean the whole time.
He's just mean to
a mean guy.
He must lose it at some point.
I mean, you saw him lose it a little bit in like Muppet Treasure Island when he's like, "Who the fuck did y'all hire for this crew? Like, what the hell? Like, y'all just listen to a cook and a crazy guy who has a guy living in his finger."
So they're saying Kermit is legit super litigious.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would expect so. Well, because he's owned by Disney now, and Disney is super litigious.
That is true. Oh God, we watched a documentary about Jim Henson where they clearly cut. I looked up more stuff after, and it was clearly made by Disney, and they cut out a lot of stuff because apparently Frank Oz
very complimentary to Disney, which is stupid.
Frank Oz claims that the reason Jim Henson died is because he couldn't handle that he sold his baby to Disney.
Yeah, he said the stress of trying to sell the Muppets to Disney is part of what killed him.
I was like,
speaking of which, I just died.
Wonder why they didn't put that in the movie.
I wonder why. Yeah, there is honestly, because there's a documentary about Jim Henson on the Disney like Plus or whatever. But it's directed by Ron Howard, weirdly. But honestly, there's a better documentary about him on, I think it's Defunctland is the YouTube channel. And they did like a 6-hour, like 6-part series about him. That's like way better because of course it is.
Yeah.
Cause like, even in the, I barely got any, money for that. But yeah, even in the, documentary we watched, like, Fraggle Rock was like a single line that they just kind of sped past.
Yeah.
Defunctland does do great stuff. Yeah. I need to watch more of it, honestly, because I've only watched like the Jim Henson thing and a handful of other videos, but they're really good.
Big Feelings is saying Defunctland does great content.
Yeah,
they know
what
what's
I was
up.
reading. That's what I was reading. Let's do another run. But no, yeah, like they only mention Fraggle Rock for like a single line in the Disney documentary, which is weird because like that was like a huge thing for him. They like really try to speed past like the latter half of his career for some reason, and probably because he was stressed out with Disney.
I've never watched Fraggle Rock. You know, I haven't watched much of it either.
I haven't watched it a lot since I was like I watched it a lot as a little kid, and then forgot what it was until much later because I just remember there was like a trash monster that like influenced my dreams.
You're in the UK. Oof.
Well, say oof. We're in the US. I don't know. I don't think it's much better.
I mean, it's bad either way.
It's bad either way.
No, Godspeed. I mean, we love the Queen, but I start pandering in the worst way, and it backfires. Like we all don't, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. I don't think anyone who's watching trans girl streamers loves the Queen.
We love the Queen. We queen out where we just sit around and we drink tea, and
I do like tea.
I do bad British accents a lot, so I don't know if British people get upset about that, but I do love watching British people do American accents. It's very
they're
funny.
Way better at it usually, but it's also usually like, I don't know, it's weird to us because like an American accent feels like the lack of an accent to our brains, you know?
Oh, I thought it said the Queen frauded. Never mind.
The frauding Queen.
The only Queen worth loving was fronted by Freddie.
I was gonna say I love Freddie Mercury, but I think the rest of the band is a little. Turns out they're kind of jerks.
I still don't know what Scaramouche means, but I love the guy.
Scott, what?
He in Bohemian Rhapsody doesn't he go?
Scaramouche.
Yeah.
Scaramouche.
Scaramouche.
Scaramouche. Scott. He was just saying Scaramouche.
Scare a moose?
Scare a moose, yeah.
Scare a moose.
That was like his, because like, you know, in America you go cow tipping. In the UK you go moose scaring.
They said, oh yeah, they love Trump in the UK. He really represents all Americans in our eyes.
I don't blame you for anyone for thinking that.
You know, even most of my friends would say he kind of does.
He kind of does represent America in a really awful way, but
it's not that we're happy to be part of it, but it is kind of appropriate.
Yeah, it's true. Like he is very much the American president. So
ooh, Big Feelings knows things. Scaramouche is an old Italian theatrical character. That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's a very operatic.
Kind of like a Pinocchio.
I feel like my echo just.
That's the only Italian character I know. Is Geppetto.
Well, do you know Pinocchio? That's two whole Italian characters. I just know Taxi Driver.
All right.
That's Italian American. That's basically the
UK is getting all right wing and gross now too. Oh yeah,
that's everywhere.
That's kind of why. That was the first thing I was thinking when I said oof, was just seeing everything that's been happening with trans people there. Honestly, surprised it happened there before it happened here. I mean, they're gearing up really hard here, and
bad.
Yeah, it's bad everywhere. I don't know where are we all gonna go?
New Zealand.
During the pandemic, I almost moved to Mario and Luigi, Italians. Yeah, before my favorite Italians. Peach, not Italian. I don't know where Peach is like Swedish or something. She's really tall. She's taller than them.
Peach is very tall blonde lady. Well, she's a Coop. What's the King Koopa is the? No, she's Mushroom Kingdom's queen. I don't know. I don't know what they call themselves. The Mushroom Kingdom people.
Peach is a white bread American.
Toads. Yeah. She's very like Swedish looking.
What was I talking about before that?
ADHD? You were talking about ADHD.
No.
No, you're talking about Queen and Italians and...
Oh, no, just how scary everything's getting.
How scary the world is.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about every day.
During the pandemic, I was thinking I wanted to learn Spanish. I wanted to learn Spanish and move to Argentina. I wanted to move to Buenos Aires because I was reading that it was like the most queer accepting place in South America. But then... bad things are just happening everywhere.
The fall of the Western like empire and capitalism just means that fascism is just like out in the open. So here we are. We're just all trying to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It is pretty.
Get involved in our communities and whatnot.
I feel like it just somehow. Since I was a kid, how do things just keep getting worse and worse? Are things ever going to curve back? Like now we're literally just openly deporting people to El Salvador for just writing articles, and people are just like, how? Like at what point do we get to stop going to work?
Yeah, I mean, they're poisoning all our food. They're like making everything worse. And everyone's just like, yeah, but you got to go to work.
Yeah.
You got to do your job. Oh, there's a power up.
Something's got to change.
Something's got to change.
My hope is that this isn't my unique idea. Somebody said this on a podcast or something, and I'm holding out hope for it, that I think they're going
so hard, so fast.
They're being so openly cartoonishly evil that I think all the fascists behind Trump are kind of like, stop, because he's like exposing it on accident.
He did kind of do that last time too. Yeah.
All the Republicans that voted for him because they were like, I want lower taxes, eventually are going to be like, okay, I didn't think I was actually a Nazi. Yeah. Like they're not slow cooking them. They're throwing them right into the deep fryer.
That's true.
And I think hopefully some of those people will, but I don't know. I see them all the time just like trying to defend, like, what did I see the Republicans defending recently? It was just like pretty much everything. Yeah, that is just like egregiously awful. We said this the other day that they would just eat their turds out of the toilet if they knew that it would gross out the libs.
Yeah, well, as soon as they started selling coffee mugs that said liberal tears on it, I was like, yeah, we were cooked on that front.
And that was a long time ago.
Ben Shapiro is actually, thankfully, I think, kind of falling apart, which is pretty funny.
You have a theory on Ben Shapiro.
I have a theory that Ben Shapiro, because he's literally like paid by the Koch brothers to be like this like propagandist.
As we are too.
As we are as well, of course, but we're just like phony leftists. But no, like I think that like now that they basically got what they wanted and like the far right is in power and everything, they're just throwing him to the wolves and like we don't care about you anymore, because like they're like going even farther than he would want, and he's kind of like pushing back on it a little bit, and they're just like, well, fuck you, like that's what we're doing. It's like he even like recently was like, hey, stop. There's that lady that got money for like being racist.
She almost got $1 million for calling a kid an N-word on a playground.
Yeah, it's insane. But even he was like, hey, don't give your money to like shitty people. And everyone's like, fuck you, Ben Shapiro. It's like, he's like, his whole base is like turned against him, I feel like, or is starting to.
Yeah. That's disgusting. And I always feel like...
Because like Ben Shapiro is a racist, but I think he has like common sense a little bit also.
In what way? Well, he's like a debate bro.
He's a debate bro. Yeah. For sure.
And he's like a huge Zionist guy.
Well, of course he is. Yeah.
He's a big wife guy.
He is a big wife guy. He loves to brag about his doctor wife.
Curvy wife.
He would never call his wife curvy. I think that's too like that's like not something that a conservative would ever say.
He loves his scurvy wife, and we're probably all gonna get scurvy.
They probably have scurvy
because RFK is in charge, and we're all probably gonna get scurvy pretty soon.
Yeah,
we're all gonna be each other's scurvy wives.
They did just say they're gonna like let all of our food be poisoned, basically. So
yeah.
But yeah, if you honestly, like, as bad as it might be in the UK, at least I think your food is going to be safe for a while.
Y'all probably do have better food.
Y'all already have better food than we do.
Well, okay.
And our food is about to get even worse.
Y'all have healthier food, but maybe not tastier.
Well, it depends. Yeah, it depends what you're cooking.
I don't know, like British food is
People
not
love to
popular
make fun
here.
of British cuisine here.
They do. I don't really know much about it.
I don't really know much about it, though.
It seems like Hobbit food.
Yeah, which Hobbit food is good, but that's like a whole other discussion. But what?
Yeah, we don't get Twinkies here because asbestos is illegal.
Right? See, exactly. Yeah.
Like that is like I went to Montreal. I always feel like fancy saying that. I was like, I went to Montreal. I went to Canada.
Yeah.
Like it's not that far. I got to go there to do a festival thingy.
I mean, for us poor Americans, that's like a big deal.
But when you go there, you see that like they don't settle for like bad ingredients. Like all the food is like good ingredients. It's like, how can we make the most cheap slop that we can just keep people like cranking along and going to their jobs, and people like love it. Like you just get used to it, and you kind of don't know what you're missing until you go somewhere else and go like, oh, like if I want to eat well in America, it's going to cost me like 30% of my budget, and it's just like really difficult to eat well for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
It's really sad.
There's a whole problem with food deserts for a lot of people too.
And I hate whenever people make fun of, they go, why would you eat fast food all the time? And it's like, a lot of people are working 50 hours a week. They don't have time to go home and like cook rice and beans and like They just can't do it. It's like they're set up in a way where it's like, well, I guess I have to grab a McDouble on the way home, and
you just do what you got to do.
McDonald's.
We'll take the sponsor money. I don't care.
To be frank, I do love American cheap slop.
Oh, we all love it. It is delicious. Don't get me wrong.
It's not that it's not delicious. It's that it makes you feel like you're dying. A little bit.
Exactly. It's the fish stick joke.
You kind of get used to. You kind of get used to just feeling like you're dying, and then you eat healthy for a little bit. And you're like, I don't know, why do I feel so much better? And it's like, you're not eating asbestos, like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Yep. That was funny. Because I'm not going to go into it too much, but I'm vegan. And like, I remember telling someone like, no, you can like eat vegan food and like not like die or whatever. And thankfully, what I'm sure if y'all are online, y'all know about H-Bomber Guy did his whole test about being vegan and like eating too much soy and if it's bad for you or whatnot. I just thought it was very funny that he like was eating really well for a long time and then went out for like fish and chips one day, and he was like, I felt sick for like 2 days.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I wasn't used to eating fried food anymore.
I love fish and chips. It's some of my favorite. I'm curious what you got at Denny's, by the way.
Oh, at Denny's?
Yeah, they went to Denny's.
I mean, what do you
in California
get, like,
last year? I think I spent like $2.
Yeah. You got the
pretty great,
Moon's Over Miami or whatever, right? I don't know what
the Moon's Over Miami. They got the Grand Slam.
The Grand Slam.
I usually will get like a chicken and pancakes type of thing.
That's always good.
Because I am a
mixing
trash.
The spicy and the sweet.
I wouldn't be a raccoon if I didn't like all this slop that I'm complaining about.
We both do love the slop. It's true.
But I've been eating healthy lately. I'm on chicken and lentils and broccoli, trying to prepare for surgery.
What should I get? I'm gonna do Santa Water.
I don't know the name. Yeah, Moon's Over Miami, which I hate whenever a restaurant will try to make you say something really
stupid.
It's like, can I have the Tutti Frutti fresh and fruity? And then you try to say what it actually is. Like, can I have the fruit bowl? And they're like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
And I'm like, it's like they make you look down, like you're depressed. You're trying to depression eat, and you're like, can I have the Tutti Frutti fresh and fruity? Like, what? And speak up.
It's like some people acted like these kind of people were like annoying back in the day, but I always agreed. It's like, fuck you, Starbucks, for making us not say like small, medium, and large. Yeah. I say like venti and grande or all this bullshit, whatever they add in there. I forget. Every time I ever went there though, which I haven't in a long time, thankfully, but I always just said small, medium, large. They didn't care.
They don't
it's not
care.
Like they give a shit.
They don't get paid.
People that work there don't fucking care about those fucking Starbucks.
Customers always right in America, no matter how like mean they're being to you.
Yeah. That's also another issue, kind of, in America, because like.
Honestly, if they say you can get your slop if you oink for us, that would make it fun. I'd go to a restaurant where they degrade me.
You would like that, yeah. Hey, I would not enjoy that personally. I unlocked the garlic.
They throw the food on the floor, make me eat up the slop. I mean, I don't want all that, but
that's a lot. Yeah,
I need to.
Maybe not eating off the floor.
I need to go on a couple dates with my waiter before we are getting into that kind of like eating the food off the floor territory.
Yeah, that's a lot.
There's a restaurant in America people talk about called Dick's, where the whole point is that they're just really mean to you. And people love it.
We can do co-op on this game, apparently.
I might,
well, not right now, but we'll do it eventually.
I want to be that wizard when you unlock them, or the sorceress.
The Pasqualina.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Is that a dinner chain where they treat? Yeah, that's it.
It is. Yeah, it is literally. They treat you like shit. Yeah. Which I don't know. I feel like that would not be fun. I don't like that idea. It's called is it called like Dick's Last Resort? Is that right? Like
maybe. That sounds like something.
There's definitely a place in Dallas called that I used to drive by all the time when I was young, because I grew up in the Dallas area. Don't recommend ever going to Dallas, really.
I'm thinking about all the kitchen jobs I've had now.
You've had a lot.
Oh my God.
I've worked at a ton of places.
I've worked at like every fast food restaurant. I mean, I moved to Austin when I was like 20, and I lived there for a very long time, and I from South Texas, and I was always really bad at holding jobs, so I've worked at like almost every fast food place for a very short amount of time, because I notoriously will quit jobs within a week if they like treat me like shit, or it's just like,
which most of them do.
Most of them do. Most of the time, if I kept a job, it's just because the coworkers were cool, and
that's always what makes it good.
And it's like we could goof off a little bit. I threw a lot of ham at the wall in Schlotzsky's, and we'd see whose ham would stick the longest.
Y'all actually did that?
Yeah.
I forgot you work at Schlotzsky's. Did you ever work at Subway?
I did.
You worked at Subway.
I refused to let them call me a sandwich artist. I was like, I'm a real artist. I don't need the first time I'm getting called an artist to be a sandwich artist. It was making me so mad. And also in Subway, the problem was you got to wrap up those little sandwiches when they come down the line. I have a lot of issues here. Well, for one, they make you put so much mayonnaise. Like the rule is like 3 squirts back and forth, but the squirts come out like so thick. I just couldn't look people in the eye and like do it all the way across. And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah." I felt bad every time. And then whenever
people that eat at Subway probably love mayonnaise, though.
And then I like mayonnaise too. I just still don't want that much. But then whenever,
well, not that it's bad. I'm just
And then whenever I'd have to do I'd have to wrap up their sandwich in these long bags, and there's so many, and I can't get like one off individually. So I'm just like, they're having to watch me for like 4 minutes while I'm trying to peel off one bag, and I have these greasy gloves, and they're just like, "It's fine, take your time." And all I'm trying to do is grab a bag for them. And I was like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm feeling humiliated by every person that comes in. And I'm also judging them for the amount of mayonnaise they're okay with. I'd be like, you have to restart my sandwich. That was a little too much.
That sounds like a lot.
3 long squirts of mayo back and forth. Yeah.
Dang. I don't like, yeah.
Bad names for food at restaurants. Oh, yeah. I mean,
there's a lot. I mean, we don't eat a lot of fast food now anymore, I guess. So we don't have like a good reference point.
No,
except for when we were kids.
Oh, we were talking about how when we moved to the Northeast, things that changed. How Subway over here, you get like 1 thin line of sauce, and they ask if you want more. That's the way to do it, honestly. See, like
it's more customizable.
I'm not surprised the UK has like a lot of things more figured out than the US, but God, if they're not both just like completely colonial, transphobic nightmare hellholes.
Well, that's true too. But I mean, yeah, in general, at least with food stuff, I mean, people even just like our portion sizes in America are insane.
I love this joke about the UK. I hope I'm not offending you or anything, because I mean, yeah, but this joke, I don't know who said it, but I'm going to quote it anyway. It's like, how did the UK steal all the spices from every other country, but put none of them in their food? I thought you'd chuckle a little.
Oh, I've heard that joke many times. I feel like it's just like a thing on the internet. But yeah, I mean, I remember someone from the UK once telling me, he's like, well, it's easy to make fun of British food because it is bland, but the whole point of British food is that you're supposed to like put a lot of sauce on it outside of that. So that might be like the way that's supposed to work.
It's a very American thing about me. I love a dip. Like my ideal food is probably like just a large French fry with like 7 dips, and every bite I can choose what flavor I want. I honey mustard over here, then like some like smoky barbecue sauce over here. It's like, that's my favorite. That would be my favorite kind of trash meal.
That's true. We also love hot sauce in general. So
yeah, a lot of hot sauce. Which is another thing about I keep having all these thoughts build up about moving from Texas to the Northeast.
Yeah. Because in Texas, spice is just a normal thing. And like all of our food. What's up?
Oh, no, they're just saying I'm a child of immigrants, so my life is full of spices.
Oh, good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Good.
We eat a lot of Indian food, which is like some of our favorite kind of food, which is mostly because it's like so many good spices. Like the flavors jump around in your mouth. I feel like a lot of food you eat in America is just like, I don't know. There's no like dynamic range. I'm acting like I'm a culinary expert. Like, I don't know what
dynamic range.
There's no dynamic range to the palate, the notes. She's actually good at that. She can like eat something and go, oh, there's nuttiness and fruitiness, and I go, oh, there's like salty.
Well, I think that comes out of
mouth.
The fact that I've just been cooking my own meals for like 15, 20 years, something like that.
I've never had Persian food. I would like to try it.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
I'd be into it. Because, yeah, there's a lot of great, especially in the Northeast, there's a lot of great Indian and Thai and, like, Middle Eastern food to get. So I'm sure there's probably a Persian restaurant somewhere downtown or something.
Yeah. There's a Pakistani restaurant not far from us I really want to try. And, yeah, it's interesting here. There's no fast food where we are.
Yeah.
It's like all the late night food is like late night Chinese food restaurants, which is kind of great. Like, I don't miss, like, in Texas, you'd go to Whataburger or Taco Bell or Wendy's or something late at night, and it's way better to just have like a local Chinese food restaurant like down the street at 1 o'clock in the morning.
That is true. Yeah, I actually, the like Chinese American takeout is like way better than like any fast food, frankly.
Yeah.
Unless you go to Panda Express and then you get like the fast food equivalent of Chinese American takeout, which is already like cheap.
I like good and like slop Chinese food, but like Panda Express is the only time I've gotten Chinese food and was like disappointed. Like usually I can get my like sesame chicken or whatever American Chinese food I get, and I'm like, it's good, I like it, or some noodle thing.
Yeah, I went to PF Chang's once and was disappointed, not because the food was like terrible, but just because it was expensive and it didn't need to be. Like, it should have been half the price easily. But I don't know, a friend went there on their birthday once.
Big Feelings asking us, how much do you want to guess how much the average they just got Taco Bell in the UK? Guess what the average Taco Bell meal costs in the UK.
Well, what's your Taco Bell meal? Like, what do you get there? Then I can probably guess. But like, because the meal is very different for each person. Some people just need like 2 burritos. Some people have like 5 items.
But then we end up spending more because we go, oh, it's Taco Bell, it's cheap, so we can get more. And then we're like, we could have got something good. By the time we leave, we were spending $20.
That does happen.
Which is probably like, I don't know, 30 or like 10 euros or something.
I have no idea what the exchange rate is. I think
it's 16 euros. Okay. A couple of tacos, nacho fries, and some churro twisters cost 16 euros.
Okay. That sounds about right. Yeah.
That's like $27. Yeah, it's like not a deal.
That's like $27. Yeah,
it's like at this point
it's
people
not worth it anymore.
You know what I notice, because sometimes I like have food or somebody will give me food. Oh, pounds. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Pounds. What? I
said, how dare you?
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I'm a typical American dummy. Brexit means Brexit, all caps.
Right.
Damn.
Well, were y'all using the euro before that though? I thought it was still pounds or whatever.
I guess they were.
Because like because the UK is the America of Europe in general, trying to be so independent about shit. At least
never use the euro.
At least y'all don't use the imperial system or whatever it's called.
What?
For measurements, there's the imperial...
The metric system?
Metric system. They use the metric system. No, but that's the point. America uses the imperial system and it sucks.
They use the Royal Mint. I'm really bad at British
The Royal
accent.
Mint.
Can you just do it? The Royal Mint.
I can only do like Ringo Starr or something, maybe.
But yeah, moving to the Northeast also just so different than Austin, because in Austin, it's kind of...
the spice?
It's very liberal... bubble kind of feeling, so because it's a driving, we can just say where we live now, right? Like,
we live in Philadelphia.
So in Austin, I mean, the way I feel about it, I'm like, I don't know, people are gonna be able to find out who we are anyway. I'm like, just whatever. But
I'm not super worried about it.
When we move, it's kind of a liberal bubble, and it's a driving city, and there's a lot of good things about it, and it's an easy place to be queer, but it can kind of be very like, oh, you're so brave for being trans. You get that kind of like backhanded, like,
there's a lot of phony ally shit.
Like, feels like transphobic supportiveness. Like
jacket off.
And here it's just kind of people are more tolerant and less supportive, which feels better sometimes. Where it's just like, yeah, people you're trans, whatever. Like, what do you want? Like, you want a cheesesteak? And it's just kind of there's also just so many queers here, and people have been queer here for so long that it's just an afterthought. Like, no one gives a shit. Whereas in Austin, if you see like a big buff guy that's like building roofs or something, you just assume that guy might be transphobic. But here, that guy will just like, hey, you doing a hate crime over there?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that.
No, that was like...
Oh, hey, Shearing Sheeps used to be in Austin also. Oh. Yeah, we
just left a year ago.
I lived all over Austin. I lived there for a long time, many places, sometimes living in my car on couches. I did stand-up comedy there for a long time.
Yeah.
Boo. And then we left. I mean, it got worse and worse, but during the pandemic, we moved mostly because like Elon Musk and Joe Rogan moved there, and all these libertarian people followed them there, and it got terrible. the comedy scene especially like changed overnight.
It really did, because I was involved there too. I wasn't a stand-up, but I saw the whole like scene change during COVID, because that's when they moved there.
We met in the most transgender way, where a mutual comedian friend invited us to their house to play Super Smash Brothers.
Yep, and we just sat next to each other on the couch, and we're both like less than a year into transition, and we were dressed basically the same, and we're like, oh, okay.
We're just like slowly giving each other eyeballs and doing the like, so like, you gotta hang out.
Yeah.
And then like during the pandemic, it was kind of like, I think she posted like a thirsty picture on Facebook. She acted like it wasn't thirsty.
Well,
but then I was like,
thirsty,
so do you want to like hang out sometime? And she was like, I'm kind of like, do you want to just be like COVID contacts? And then we ended up transitioning together, and
yeah,
I started hormone. I was already out as trans, but not on hormones. And then you were on low dose.
Yes.
And then we ended up just like transitioning together, and yeah, it is pretty gay and adorable, actually.
It's a story we've told many people, and people always seem to like it. I like it too, but I'm not saying I don't.
Yeah, then we just started making art together, and now we're streaming together, because as we've said before, she lost her job. It is so gay, I know. We're incredibly gay. And she lost her job not long ago because of the fascist takeover, and long story short, so we were like, hey, let's try to commit to art and streaming and doing things we love and seeing if we can just like seeing what happens. So
yeah, we basically have like a year to figure shit out. So we're going to try to make it work. And if it doesn't, we'll just have to get day jobs again.
Oh my God, they got auto-modded for saying that is so what? Gay. We got to change what's allowed and not allowed. I think you got to change that thing, Ellie, because that's a compliment.
I'm allowing it. I put it on. I allowed it. It went through. Yeah, we'll have to fix that. Sorry. I didn't know I was gonna do that. I thought it was gonna be like more like about like bad, like actually bad like stuff.
We're still figuring things out a little bit. No, I figure people in the, like, it's absolutely a compliment. I mean,
it is for us. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially like we can tell like y'all are cool and stuff. Like it'd be really funny to find out anyone in the chat right now is like homophobic or something, or transphobic.
What are you doing here?
You started transition in Austin? Dang. I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if we weren't like at Cheer Up Charlie's at the same time at one point or something, or like Elysium. I mean, those were kind of our spots.
Those are the two, yeah. Especially Elysium.
I don't know. We had a lot of little spots. Butterfly Bar, TGQ, Transgender Hangouts. Did all those. Yeah. We were around, and I don't really miss Austin. I'm kind of glad I left. And
yeah, I've been asked a few times, like, do you miss Austin? And every time I'm like, no. Like, I miss my friends and like certain like restaurants or whatever, but other than that, it's not a great place to be. It's way too fucking hot. The politics suck. The culture is a mess. It's gentrified to all hell.
No, they said I'm not transphobic. All my best friends are trans. I didn't even take it as a joke, because I was just like, no, that makes sense, because all my friends are trans.
All of our friends are also trans, pretty much.
Trans people are pretty cool. Like, it's kind of crazy that it's getting to the point where like every time I look up a new local band or like band that's not quite famous, it's like almost every good band now has a trans member, which was the thing about whenever they were in Texas trying to ban they were trying to do a ban on anyone that was cross-dressed that was performing. Wasn't allowed to be a performer, which would have meant trans people couldn't perform.
Yeah, the way it was worded, it was like drag would have been banned, and they included trans people as like the definition of drag.
And I was like, that's just going to be like 50% of the trans people. That's 50% of the bands in
most of the music scene
city
would fall apart.
Yeah. It's like every DJ. Like, good luck having a dance night anywhere. Every single DJ,
actually. Yeah, that's true.
If you're trans, there's like 3 paths you could take. You become a noise musician, a Twitch streamer, a DJ. You're really into like software and coding. There's like a few paths you can take. I mean, we cover all the bases.
I was gonna say I'm like 3 of those.
Yeah. They're like, I was just referencing that old stupid excuse. Yeah. I didn't even think about it at the time, but I see what you mean now. It went. Current EDM and pop music is entirely dominated by trans artists. Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, it's to the point where it's like, if you're a trans person that wants to become I feel like there's a second coming out after you come out as trans. You have to come out as a DJ. Like, hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm actually also a DJ now, too. Yeah, there's like, it's kind of, when you come out as trans, there's kind of a choose your character, like 8 different people.
Yeah, that's true. What's your class going to be?
Yeah. Are you gonna get really into like, I don't know, I couldn't think of two. Are you gonna get really into anime or BDSM? You choose your path. I don't know. Most people I know are into both.
I was gonna say, yeah.
They are arts people. Yeah, I have a lot of trans friends that are DJs. So some of them, most of the ones in Austin moved. I had to move to New York City. The old,
they moved to
the
New York?
Windy City of New York, City of Angels.
Wait, who moved to New York?
That's for LA and Chicago. Well, I was talking about. I don't want to say our friends.
Oh, our friends. Name. I thought someone in the chat moved to New York.
No. I depressed my musical output because I started doing hyperpop and felt like I was culturally appropriating. No, you could do hyperpop.
Yeah.
Like I like hyperpop stuff. I don't know a ton of it, but I like what I mean, if you're trans and you don't like Sophie, I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, that is weird.
I met a trans girl on an app because we're poly. We have to say it all the time.
Yeah.
I met a trans girl on an app that I felt like we were hitting it off, and then she didn't know who Sophie was, and I was like,
that is strange. Just like, not knowing who they are.
How do you not know who Sophie is? But then again, there was a point where I didn't know. Somebody told me at some point.
I guess so.
I didn't know
like
about her
so
like
culturally
early
ingrained
on
in like trans culture now, though.
Yeah, same. I mean, Sophie is. It's so. I was gonna say you don't have to say she's goated. You just say she's Sophied. That's stupid.
That was really stupid.
I'll see myself out. I jump out the window, fall into a pile of poison.
Poison.
Yeah, it's Toxic Avenger style. Then I come back as the Toxic Avenger, and I with headphones on.
You know they made a new Toxic Avenger starring Peter Dinklage.
Is he playing the Toxic Avenger?
He's toxic. Yeah.
You told me about this. I forgot.
I must have. Well, apparently he only plays the human form, and then someone else plays like the toxic version, which I think kind of defeats the point. But whatever.
I think the first time I heard Pony Boy, I became 50% more feminine immediately. It was like a power up.
Yeah, I feel like the first time I heard it, it was on like bad speakers or something, and I was like, I don't get it. And then I listened to it on like something with an actual like amount of bass on it, and I was like, oh no, this is really good. Okay.
I'm gonna tell them.
Oh god. Darn it.
Oh shoot! Why am I forgetting the name of the song now?
I'm not doing so good.
Why am I forgetting the name of? I was like,
for what?
When I'm under surgery, I'm gonna I should tell the surgeon to put on my face as the Photoshop.
Oh yeah. Wait, what is the name of that song?
Oh god, I'm losing my mind. It's like the biggest one.
Face is the front of shop. It's just, is it called face? It's just called face shopping, right?
Yeah, face shopping. Yeah. That's it. They got it.
They got it.
Yeah, Sophie's great. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. I was trying to say it British style.
Right. I can't even do it right now.
Yeah. Who else is like? We have hyperpop friends that we made in Philly that do hyperpop stuff. I want to play with them. One person we met was like early. I know it's like not the same genre, but early in like the chiptune music scene.
Oh yeah,
which
they're
was
like an early cool chiptune thing. Their band is called Animal Style, right?
Yeah, they said in Britain they say "rip in peace." I like that. Animal Style.
That's the name of her band, right?
No, that's how you order fries at In-N-Out.
Yeah,
if you want to get them all loaded up. Oh, I know about Arca. Yeah, Arca's cool.
Arca's cool. Yeah.
I need to put that on more. I have like a list of bands that I always want to listen to more, and then I get stuck in my old ways because I listen to all kinds of stuff. So I spent a lot of time hooked on like post-punk and a lot of post-punk and I guess goth adjacent music, but not like cheesy goth music most of the time.
Define cheesy goth.
There's still some. Well, no, I probably do.
There is cheesy goth music.
I listen to the cheesy goth music too. To be honest,
you listen to Typo Negative.
Well, yeah, I like some of it. I'm not a big metalhead though. You're the metal person.
More so, but I like. The thing is, I really love like 5 metal bands, and then I hate most metal, but those 5 I really love. A lot of Taylor Swift.
I don't listen to much Taylor Swift, but like I don't hate all my friends that like her or anything. I just something rubs me the wrong way when you're all about like I'm an American girl and you have like American flags everywhere. I'm just not patriotic enough for that.
We're not patriotic.
But I have a lot of friends that like love Taylor Swift, and I'm like, go for it, Swifties.
If you like the music, that's fine. I mean, yeah, but it's not our cup of tea.
I like Charlie XCX okay before we had to all deal with Brat Summer and everything.
Brat Summer really ruined.
I just saw my friend,
their potential.
My DJ friend actually in New York was like, "Please, for the love of God, we're not going to do another Brat Summer."
Oh God, no! It could not possibly work now. She said Kamala is Brat.
Yeah,
that ruined her entire.
That's a little upsetting.
All of her street cred is gone, like for sure.
I don't know. People are still bopping to
people.
Charlie
I'm not saying
XCX
people don't.
I'm
not saying people don't like her. I'm just saying her street cred is fucked. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like saying like people are bopping to Taylor Swift too, but she doesn't have street cred.
I don't even know. I'm not in the loops. My favorite Charlie XCX song is like an old one. But it's a song called "Stay Away." I used to watch that music video all the time.
You showed me that
because it's so. I like things. It's like so melodramatic, and it's just love the whole vibe of it. I like a good song about like a bad breakup.
Right.
I was just thinking about. I have a guilty pleasure. Okay, I say I don't like people that like being the American Girl is their whole thing, but I kind of have a guilty pleasure soft spot for Lana Del Rey.
Is that her thing though? I thought her thing is that she's like mentally ill. Isn't that her thing? I'm not trying to make fun of her or anything.
I don't know if that's like her thing. But
it's like for eternally depressed girls or something.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe that's why I like it.
It's like whimsically depressed.
I like the sound of like sweet sadness, but I get the song when I get the song "Video Game" stuck in my head. It's in my head for days. You hear me walking around singing it. I can't do it.
I don't even know what it sounds like.
I don't know if it really is going to get flagged as copyright if I sing.
No.
I can't not sing songs I love to sing.
Only if you sing like more than a couple lines. Then it's like the auto mod thinks you're trying to do a cover. Lana Del Rey's thing is lobotomized 1950s housewife extravaganza. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
I love that.
That makes a lot of sense.
You should be on the stream. That's a good take.
I just haven't listened to much Lana Del Rey, so I don't have like a good take on her, frankly. I probably should. I probably would like her music.
She actually like it's musically like really cool.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm saying I know it's good, but because I'm like I like music like that, but I don't know.
She's a big Fiona Apple fan.
That's true.
I like
big Fiona Apple.
I mean,
fan.
Who's not? But she's listening to Fiona Apple and Joni Mitchell around the house all the time.
That's true.
And Neil Young. She's real big. Oh my God. When she starts listening to Neil Young, it's a whole month of Neil Young. I'm like, enough is enough. Can you start listening to Devo again, for the love of God?
I'm a noise artist. We all love Neil Young, apparently. Apparently that's a thing. I didn't know, but it is.
There is a rule that if you're a noise artist, you have to say you're a noise artist every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No one knows.
Doesn't matter.
I'm teasing you.
No one likes noise music. Even noise artists don't like noise music.
I just think you can have... Oh, it's getting nice outside now. It was raining hard, thundering.
I love the Talking Heads. I've actually been listening to a lot of David Byrne's solo albums lately, which has been very fun.
One of her favorite movies is
David Byrne's
Real
movie.
People or no?
It's Real Stories.
True Stories.
True Stories. Yeah. It's the movie that David Byrne directed and stars in. It has John Goodman in it. It's really good.
Put on some Talking Heads on and take a break from Neil Young.
Yeah. True Stories is amazing. I end up showing that and Repo Man to like everyone I date.
Mm-hmm. I had only seen half of True Stories, I think, when I met you, and you made me sit down and watch all of it. It's fantastic.
You watched it. It's a great movie. Yeah. It's very unique. It's also very nostalgic for me because it's like all about small town Texas, which is where I grew up, basically.
Yeah. I just love the way he talks. It's just like, oh, look, there's a cactus. Cool.
Yeah, he's very nonchalant about things, which, I mean, David Byrne's autistic too, but as am I. But I read his book too, How Music Works. It's really good. I highly recommend it to anyone who either is a musician or just wants to appreciate music more in general. I thought it was a really interesting read. Like, there's a whole chapter, and a lot of the book talks about this in general, about like how the venue in which music is performed always ends up like making the music sound different. There's like, especially like back in the day, whenever people were playing music in like old, like echoey churches, they would write these like dirges that were really slow and had very small changes because it was so like echoey inside cathedrals and stuff. And so that just like spawned a genre of music because of it. And honestly, you hear the same thing from like small bands that become huge and end up playing like arena stuff. And they're always like, yeah, like all our fast, like crazy music that we used to write worked really well in small clubs. But then when you're in like an arena where people want to sing along, and suddenly you start writing more like anthemic shit because it just feels better to play live. Mm-hmm. Which also means a lot of metal bands start to suck once they get big because they stop making interesting music. But, I digress.
I swear I'll never quote a meme again. I'll try not to, but I saw the funniest thing I've seen was on Instagram, and it was them saying the defendant is entitled to like a lawyer or whatever, or a attorney, and they say the free attorney, and it shows David Byrne in that big suit like dancing around. I just kept showing it to her, and I was laughing for like 10 minutes straight.
It's a multi-purpose shape, a box. Exactly. I also need water.
I need to use the restroom real quick.
Do you need to use restroom?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay, I might have trouble keeping up with the chat while playing, but
well, you have a break. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, but David Byrne makes cool stuff. I've seen him live twice. Once when I was in high school, and he was touring off of some album that he made with Brian Eno, and I forget the name of now. I need to look back into that. I just remember everyone was wearing tutus on stage and dancing around, which was very fun. And then I saw him on the American Utopia tour, which was like, I think they made like a concert film out of that as well, which is really good. Like all of the musicians are playing like one piece of a drum set and like one at a time and all this stuff. Oh, that was good. And they're all dancing around at the same time. This is very hard to talk and play at the same time. Everything Happens Will Happen Today. Yeah. That's the album. Everything That Happens Will Happen Today. I saw him on that tour. It was really cool. Yeah, I barely got to see them on the American Utopia one because it was the only year that I went to ACL, the big music festival in Austin. And it was like the same day, it was like David Byrne and Paul McCartney were on like the same stage. I forget who else I saw there. I saw Deftones, which was cool, except their sound was fucked up the entire time. And I also saw Metallica, which was nice nostalgia for me, even though I think Metallica are I forget who said this, but they're accidentally the funniest band of all time. For sure, even though I still like their first like 4 albums a lot. Pretty sure everyone in Metallica is also like a closeted queer person. Especially like their drummer and their lead guitarist like kissed so much on camera. I have to imagine shit was happening behind the scenes. Excuse me while I try to not die. I have to get better at this. Kirk Hammett is way too luscious. Yeah, he's a twink. Kirk Hammett is a twink. And I don't know why they're like allowed to be like, or act like they're like super tough or whatever, because they're not. Oh god, I can't see the screen. Okay, no, I'm good. It's a hard game. I'm not leveled up. But I was just talking about how everyone in Metallica is secretly gay.
Is gay?
They all seem like they're like some kind of queer that won't admit that they're queer. Yeah.
I think that's the case with a lot of the older generation.
Because like Kirk Hammett and Lars Ulrich kissed a lot on camera. So like I know shit was definitely happening in the background. They all just seem repressed, I guess.
See, ultimately. But people in the UK, they seem to care less. The Beatles all admitted that they all like masturbated in front of each other. Remember that?
Well, it was just Paul and John apparently.
Yeah. Oh. Well,
they said like when they were, because they were like
dream.
They're like teenage friends, so they're probably just horny all the time, and we're like, well, we're both in the same room and we both want to jerk off, which is a thing like amongst like teenage boyfriends. Like before I like transitioned later, Like, there is definitely times where, like, my friends were like, we should all watch porn together. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. They were actually going to call the band the Goon Bros, and they were like, I think the record label made them call it the Beatles.
The Goonals.